Hello everyone, Mr. Hisner here, and today I wanted to continue on with this series of kind of this online teaching 101 where we can look at how to use effective strategies in asynchronous education, in asynchronous learning, where us as the teachers are not sitting in front of the class necessarily for 55 minutes at a time, for 49 minutes at a time, sometimes for 90 minutes at a time, but instead we are intermittently sitting in front of the class in this asynchronous setting. So what I wanted to focus on today is sharing student work, and this is just all about why we share, how to share, and to use these methods effectively for creating a classroom culture. Like I said, why share? Well, because we want to create a classroom culture. Yes, this is an online classroom, and this is asynchronous, but it doesn't mean that we can't create a culture in this classroom. It doesn't mean that just because we are online, because we're in a digital classroom, and because we don't even meet all together, doesn't mean we can't have this sense of togetherness. And in fact, I would argue that it is our duty as asynchronous teachers in this setting to create and foster this classroom culture, this feeling of togetherness, this feeling of a familiar place where we all go. This is what school means to so many of us. The content is secondary. It is these relationships, this culture, this feeling of being together that really so many of us really crave, and it's mostly our focus. Having kids feel safe, having kids feel valued, having them grow as individuals in our classroom. This is really the core of most of our pedagogies. And so for us to create this space in the online classroom is really important. And one big way to create this is with sharing student work. Now, of course, there's many ways to share student work. The first thing I would focus on would be discussions. Now, discussions can be a great place to foster student interactions, to foster learning, to all these things. I'm sure we use discussions, but discussions as a way to share student work is a great way to do it. There's many discussions. Every discussion that I've used has the ability to embed files. You can embed videos, you can embed links, you can embed files, you can embed slideshows straight from Google Slides into the LMS. So you don't have to leave the LMS to go and look at these slideshows. You can look at them right in the discussion. It's a great way to share work. Really, it's a great way because then you can even have students share their work and then reply to others, right? To give them feedback. It's just a great way to foster discussion, for students to share their work and to talk about this work. And asynchronously too. I mean, why not? Why shouldn't we allow students to share what they've done and then to even comment and talk to their peers on these other things that they've done and just foster a great discussion about sharing. Another way to share is through the updates. In my last video, I went at length saying that these updates are a great way to connect with students and to make that sense of classroom culture. The updates is also a great way for us as instructors to share student work, to maybe even in our updates link student work or bring it up on our screens and then share our screens. And that way we can say like, hey, look, this was an exemplary example that Tamara did, and let's use this going forward as a model for what we will even do in maybe our next lessons. That way they can really see that their work is being valued. It's being shared. I mean, really, like, how often do we do that in the classroom? Like, hey, we ask somebody, do you mind if I show people in other classes because you did such a good job? Why not use that? Why not take what we do in the classroom and just move it to the digital classroom? Sharing the work too is a great way to build that. Another thing that I think people, I don't know if people have experience with Flipgrid, but Flipgrid is a really great way for students to share video responses. And you can upload your video response. You can re-upload it, retake them very easily. It's very user-friendly. But then you can respond to those video responses with more video responses. Now, this is maybe secondary, even maybe upper secondary. This isn't necessarily something that I would expect younger students to do, but especially at the collegiate level, junior, seniors, this is a great way for students to kind of come out of their shell and be vulnerable and just kind of get this sense of hey, who are these people that are in my class? How can I connect with them? It's a great way. It's a great thing to do in the beginning of the semester, in the beginning of the class, to show the faces, to put faces to names, and just to foster that sense of classroom community. And again, that's our goal when we are sharing content, to make the classroom a community. And remember to be involved. Don't be on the sidelines. Don't just let the kids share their stuff. You have to be involved. You have to be on the discussions. You have to be on the updates. You have to be on the Flipgrid yourself, right? What world does this exist in where we as instructors instruct a class and we just sit at our desks behind a screen? It doesn't work. I mean, in the classroom, we are initiating these interactions. We are monitoring these interactions. We're encouraging these interactions. And in the asynchronous classroom, in the online classroom, it shouldn't be any different. What we want to do is we want to break these barriers down, right? And by doing this, by sharing the work, by using these methods and these technologies that allow us to really break down a lot of these barriers, it really helps the students to kind of come out of their shells, to feel like they're a part of a group. So when they come to your online classroom, when they log on asynchronously, right, throughout the week at their leisure, so long as it's on time, that they feel like, oh, these are the people that have been doing such and such assignment. These are the people who have been responding to me in such and such a way. And they'll feel welcome. And that's what we look for in our classes. Why should our asynchronous classes be any different? So again, guys, my name is Mr. Hissner. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. If you have any comments or questions, I would love to hear about them in the comments below. Either way, I will see you guys in the next video.